Right.
Okay, we are live.
Okay. I'll give everybody just a minute to come in. I know it takes a minute for everybody to come in, but anybody who's here, welcome to yoga. It is Monday, if you believe, and it's kind of rainy. And today, I'm gonna get situated here. Today we're going to be working on the sixth chakra. I know we've been going through the 7 chakras the last couple of weeks, and today we're going to talk about the sixth chakra. And so the sixth chakra is right in between your eyebrows. It's what we call like your third eye, right in between your eyebrows, and it's a place of intuition. So it's about listening to your inner self. And so the goal of our practice today is we're going to kind of clean out all of the thoughts. We're going to try to settle the thoughts, settle the mind a little bit, so we can get to that place of knowing and like a deep inner knowing. So that is the. Hey everybody, I think I can see comments too. Hooray! Hi Elizabeth. Cool. I didn't know I could see comments before. Hi Matt. Neat. Okay, so for today, I know I normally keep this pretty like no prop type of thing. And if you don't want to do this today, you don't have to, but I'm just gonna give you the option. If you have a bolster at home, grab a bolster. If not, I like to use like 2 pillows from my bed, or a stack of like, I don't know if you can see this, but just like a couple of blankets stacked up. So you just have something that's a little bit, here, I'll put it over here so you can see it just a little bit higher. We're just going to use that for one or two of our poses towards the end of class. Again, either 2 pillows, a little stack of blankets, or if you have a bolster, grab your bolster. If not, and if you don't want to get those, or if you don't have anything on hand, it's not a huge deal. We're just going to use it towards the end, and I'll give modifications if you don't want to use the props. But again, that's for the end. And thank you all for joining me. And today we're going to start seated, because we're going to end with a few restorative poses. So we're going to start seated today. So just find a comfortable seat. If you've got blankets or pillow, if you want to sit on them, go for it. Give yourself a little bit of a lift. But otherwise, shoulders away from your ears, face is soft, eyes are soft. And if it feels okay to you, either soften your gaze or close your eyes. And notice where your mind is at. So every day is different. Every moment is different. And again, today we're working with the sixth chakra, which is our intuition, our third eye, our wisdom. And it goes beyond like surface knowledge, I guess. And it goes into our deep, deep knowing, like our deep, deep truth. It goes beyond anything, anything tangible. Deep knowing, deep truth. That part of us that always knows, even if our mind questions it, even if on the surface, things seem different. There's a part of us that always knows the truth, and that's what we're going for. Very deep stuff today. So again, closing your eyes, just tuning into that area, if that feels okay for you, tuning into that area of the third eye, and noticing if you connect to that. If you don't, no big deal. You don't have to. Just noticing if that's something you connect to, or if it's something you can imagine even. That area in between the eyebrows. It seems so small, but it can also seem infinite. It seems vastly, widely infinite. Like the whole universe can reside in this little area between your eyebrows. Give yourself a breath here. Slowly exhale all the air out. Inhale, fill all the way up. Holding at the top, notice what it feels like to be completely full. And then slowly just sigh it out. And then again, inhale, fill all the way up. Holding it at the top. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. One more time, inhale, fill all the way up. This time, once you reach the top, see if you can sip in just a little bit more air. And then exhale, let it go. Return to your natural breath. Notice your inhale, notice your exhale. And then when you feel ready, slowly blink your eyes open. And then from here, let's make our way on the hands and knees. So take your time, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's cat-cow a couple times. Just moving the spine, make it feel nice. So on your inhale, you're gonna arch your spine and look up. Exhale, round and drop your head. And again, go at your own pace, follow your breath. Notice how you're feeling. And notice the thoughts as they come up. Thoughts, judgments, planning, anything that comes up for you. And see if you can just kind of let it flow by. Usually if we notice it, it's easier to let it go. Sometimes it's easier to let it go. If you notice it, categorize it, do what you need to do. Say, yep, that's the thought that's coming into my head right now. I'm going to hit that. And then when you feel ready, we're either going to touch your toes, press yourself back, downward facing dog, or remember, hips to heels for child's pose. Just as good of an option. Do the one that feels best. If you want to pedal out your feet, bend your knees, sway your hips, do what you need to do. Find some center. Feel the backs of your legs, your low back. How are you feeling? And then take your time on your next inhale. Let's slide forward into a plank or a kneeling plank. Shoulders on top of your wrist. Take a breath here. Look forward of your fingertips just a little bit so your neck stays long. And then exhale, press yourself back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, you're going to slide forward, either plank or kneeling plank. Exhale, back, down dog or child's pose. One more. Inhale, forward into your plank or your kneeling plank. Exhale, back, down dog or child's pose. On your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly walk your feet all the way forward to meet your hands, coming into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Just dangle here, a couple of breaths. Shake out your head, yes and no. Let your head be really heavy. And then on your next inhale, come about halfway up. And if it feels okay, interlace your fingers behind your back and come forward again, coming into your forward fold, just doing a shoulder stretch. This doesn't feel good on your back or on your shoulders or wrists or anything else. You don't have to do it. Let it go. Remember, make this practice work for you. Honor your body. Be nice to yourself. All right, give yourself one more long deep breath here. And then on your next exhale, you're going to slowly release your hands. Put a little bend in your knees and slowly roll yourself all the way up to stand, stacking your spine as you go. Once you reach the top, inhale, reach your arms up overhead, open up. And exhale, hands come to heart. And taking a moment here, maybe setting an intention, if you have a specific intention for today. Noticing your body, noticing your breath. And then on your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. So you're just moving with your breath. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way back up. Reach your arms up overhead, open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Hold it in. Adding on this time, inhale, arms reach up. So just follow your breath, you guys. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. So my cueing is faster or slower than your breath. Go with your breath. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step you one left foot back. Coming back into a lunge. Bring your back knee down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine here. And then exhale, plant your hands, step yourself back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Inhale, slide it forward into a plank. Shoulders come on top of your wrists. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders back, open up your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Take a breath or two. Notice your hands, notice your feet. Feel yourself rounding down. And then on your next inhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Good. Bring your right knee down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, step your right foot forward to meet your left. Come back into your fold. Take your time here. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, the fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Feeling it in. Again, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. So just moving with your breath. Right off the breath here. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way back up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Adding on this time. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. Moving with your breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, and on your inhale, step your right foot back. Coming back into your lunge, bring your back knee down to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine here. And then exhale, plant your hands, step yourself back, downward facing dog or child's pose. On your inhale, slide forward into a plank or a kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into your cobra, roll your shoulders back, open up your heart. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Again, pause here just for a couple of breaths. Notice your breath, notice how you're feeling. And then on your next inhale, step your right foot forward. Bring your back knee to the floor. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your left foot forward to meet your right foot. Come back into your fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, seal it in. Bring your hands into your heart. Find a deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. And on your inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive it forward, forward, fold. Something different this time. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Wiggle your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes out and your heels in, and we're going to pop down into a squat. So your squat, again, you might be higher. You might come all the way down. Don't blow out your knees to get there. Be nice to yourself. Lengthen your spine here. Feel your breath. And then if you want to today, you're going to take your hands out a little bit further away from you. So you're going to walk your hands forward and drop your head. Lengthening out the low back. You can even lift your hips a little bit here if you want to. Get that stretch all the way down the spine. But again, stay in the variation that feels best for you. If your heels pop up here, no big deal. Be nice to yourself. Take a deep breath. And then on your exhale, straighten your legs. We're going to come back into our forward fold. Wiggle your feet back towards each other. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands and step your left foot back. And we're going to anchor down your back heel. Come all the way up. Warrior two. Arms come out into a T. Front heel is going to line up with the arch of your back foot. Take a breath here. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel the crown of your head reaching up towards the ceiling. Maybe gaze up over your right fingertips. Again, notice the thoughts if they come. Notice them and let them go. Easy as that, right? That's why it's a practice, you guys. If you have a hard time letting go of your thoughts, don't judge yourself. It's a practice. Inhale, take your left hand back to your left leg, right arm up toward the sky. Proud warrior, lengthen your right side. And then exhale, we're going to come forward into side angle. So either elbow to knee, hand to the floor or the block. Left arm can peel up or you can take it up and over your ear. Take a breath here. Notice your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Keep breathing. Inhale, come all the way back up. Warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Parallel your feet. And then you're going to walk your feet. I just realized my head's getting cut off. All right, guys. Walk your feet in a little bit towards you. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And we're going to pop down into like a goddess squat. So toes out, heels in. A little bit of a squat here. Take a breath. You can keep your hands on your thighs if you want to for this one. If you want to take them up or out, you can. A couple of breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Notice your shoulders. And again, while you're here, notice if you start to lean forward, see if you can take your spine upright. And notice the thoughts that pop up here. You may have thoughts. See if you can notice them, acknowledge them, and then see if they're willing to float away. And then inhale, straighten your legs, parallel your feet. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, heart opens up. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Hands can come wherever they fall. They can come to the floor if you want. If you're a person who likes to hook your big toes, that might feel nice today. If you like to do something else with your hands, you can do that too. Anything that feels good. Do what feels good. Remember, we're not here to force. We're not here to judge. Just moving towards the shape and see what happens. And then on your next inhale, release whatever you got going on in your hands. Come up to a flat back. Walk your hands around to the right, so you're back in your lunge over your right leg. Step your right foot back. We're going to come back into a plank or a kneeling plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into a cobra. If you like up dog, you can go into up dog. Open up your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Take a breath. On your next inhale, look forward and just tippy toe all the way forward. Take your feet all the way up to your hands. Tiny, tiny steps. All the way up to your hands. Inhale, extend your spine. Once you get there, take your time. Exhale. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Put your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands from the heart. Take a deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. That's a little better. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, forward. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Again, you're going to wiggle your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And we're going to pop down into a squat. So again, you might be up a little bit higher. You might come down. You might come all the way down. Again, be nice to your knees. Doesn't matter how low you go. Lengthen your spine. Take a breath. Again, if you want to take your hands out in front of you, do that little rounded action here. You can stretch out your spine, drop your head, make it feel nice. And then on your next inhale, walk your hands back in. You're going to straighten your legs, parallel your feet, exhale into your forward fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale to fold. On your inhale, step your right foot back this time. Anchor down your back heel. We're going to come back into warrior two. So arms are going to come out into a T. Front heel is going to line up with the arch of your back foot. Kind of breathe. Bend your feet. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the crown of your head reaching up toward the ceiling. Noticing how you feel. Noticing your breath. Feel that long, deep breath. And then on your inhale, take your back arm back to your back leg. Reach your top arm up towards the sky. Proud warrior. Lengthen your left side. Keep a long, deep breath here. And then exhale, side angle pose. Again, either elbow to knee, hand to the floor of the block. Right arm can reach up, or you can take it up and over your ear. Make some space here. Notice the flow of your breath. Notice how you're feeling. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Straighten your legs, parallel your feet. Wiggle your feet a little bit closer towards each other. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And we're going to one more time hop down into that goddess squat. Hands can stay on your thighs, or if you want to reach them up or out, you can today. Again, notice if you're pitching forward here, think about lengthening your tailbone. Now, upper body's just like you're standing upright. Like it's no big deal, right? Breathe. Breathe. Notice the thoughts. Notice your feet. Are your feet really gripping the mat? Mine just worked. See if you can let those go a little bit. And if the thoughts start to come up, see if they're willing just to float by. And then on your next inhale, straighten your legs. Parallel your feet. Bring your hands onto your hips. Inhale, heart opens up. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Again, anything you want to do with your hands, yogi's choice. You bring them down, you can let them hang. If you like to interlace, like we did at the beginning of class, you can interlace them behind your back, take them up and over. Do what feels good here. See if you can really lengthen your head, the crown of your head, away from your tailbone. So you're lengthening your spine here. Breathing, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Take one more long deep breath. And then inhale, come about halfway up to a flat back. Walk your hands around toward your left foot. So again, you're back in your lunge. Plant your hand. Step yourself back, come back into your plank. On your exhale, we're going to lower down. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Open up your heart. And exhale, press it back. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Take a breath. Notice your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Now one more time, slowly tippy toe your feet all the way forward to meet your hands. Do just little steps. Tippy, 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 toe. All the way forward. Coming back into your fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up, reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, open up the heart. Take a deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Anchored on your back heel, we're coming back into warrior two. So again, give yourself a moment here. Set it up. And then on your inhale, take your left hand back to your left leg, reach your right arm up towards the sky, proud warrior. Lengthen. And then exhale, side angle pose. Either elbow to knee, hand to the floor of the block. Take the left arm up and over your ear. Inhale, come all the way back up. Straighten your front leg. Parallel your feet. Wiggle your feet a little bit closer. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Back down in your squat. Take a long, deep breath here. See if it feels okay to you, can you close your eyes just for a moment or two? Enjoy the pause. You can keep your hands on your thighs. Again, if you want to reach them out or up, go for it. Inhale, straighten your legs. Parallel your feet. Heart opens up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold. Not holding this for as long, so give yourself just a breath or two here, depending on how long your breath is. And then inhale from about halfway up. Walk your hands around towards your right foot. Coming back into your lunge, you're going to step yourself back. Plank, or if you want to skip it at this point, you can go back into your down dog or your child's pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Open up your heart. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Take a breath. And then from here, you're going to lower down onto your knees. Take your hips back towards your heels and come into child's pose if you're not already there. We're not done yet, but notice that area right in between your eyebrows, your third eye. And if it gets to the floor easily, if it doesn't, be nice to yourself, no big deal. But if it gets to the floor easily, maybe just slightly press it down, bringing awareness into that center of the forehead. It's also very calming. There's a pressure point there that can help to calm you down. Notice your breath. Notice where you're at. And then when you feel ready, back into your down dog or stay in child's pose if that's where you want to be. Give yourself just a breath here, just a transition. And then on your exhale, you're going to slowly step your right foot forward. Bring your back knee to the floor. Inhale, you're going to keep your hands low or bring them up onto your thigh or reach them all the way up. Low lunge. Tailbone comes down, low belly lift. Open up your heart. And then exhale, you're going to bring your hands to your heart and we're going to twist to the right. So left elbow either to the inside or all the way to the outside of that right thigh. Take your right shoulder and roll it back. Don't worry, we'll get to the left side. I haven't forgotten it. Give yourself a breath here. Notice your face. Notice how you're feeling. If you're a person who likes to tuck your back toes under and lift that knee up off the floor, go for it. If you like to keep it down today, it's a little more grounding, you can do that. But choose. Which one do you want to be? And then on your exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Step your left foot forward to meet your right foot. Come back into your fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Sealing it in. Okay, left side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. So just moving with your breath. No rush here. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold. Finish your hands. Step your right foot back. Keep it on your back heel. We're going to come up warrior two. Left side. So again, just find your feet. Lengthen your spine. Take a breath. And then inhale, take your right hand back to your right leg. Left arm's going to reach up towards the sky. And then exhale, side angle pose. Either elbow to knee, hand to the floor of the block. Right arm can reach up, or you can swim it up and over your ear. Open up your heart. Take a breath. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way back up. Straighten your leg. Parallel your feet. Wiggle your feet a little bit towards each other. Turn your toes out and your heels in. Hop down into that squat. Again, if it feels okay for you, maybe close your eyes just for a moment. Feel the flow of your breath. Feel the rhythm of your heart. See if you can soften your jaw or your shoulders. And then inhale, straighten your legs. Parallel your feet. Hands come to your hips. Heart opens up. Exhale, fold forward. Take a breath or two here. Enjoying the fold. Lengthening the spine. And then on your inhale, again, come halfway up to a flat back. Walk your hands around to your left foot. Coming back into your lunge. And then step your left foot back into your plank, or skip it. Exhale, lower down. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Open up your heart. Exhale, press it back. Down dog or child's pose. Take a breath. And then again, one more time, if you're in your down dog, lower your knees down to the floor. Take your hips back toward your heels. Find your child's pose. Find that point at the center of your forehead if it feels okay. And maybe allow it to melt into the floor. So you're not cramming your head into the floor. That wouldn't be restful. Right? You're just allowing that point to melt into the floor. Sometimes rocking side to side on your forehead feels good too. Just notice what feels good for you. And then when you feel ready, you can stay or transition back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your left foot forward between your hands. If it gets stuck, remember you can always just help it along the way. Bring that back knee down to the floor. Hands can stay low. They can come up onto your thigh. You can reach them all the way up. Open up your heart. Give yourself a breath here. And then exhale, we're going to twist. Hands come to heart. Right elbow to the inside or all the way to the outside of that left thigh. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. Notice the flow of your breath. Notice how you're feeling. And if you want to, tuck your back toes under and extend that back knee off the floor, you can. Again, if it feels more stable or grounding to you today to keep that back knee down, do that. It will feel good. And then on your exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Step your right foot forward to meet your left foot. Come back into your fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, lift forward. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. And exhale, hands in the heart. Take a deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. Noticing your breath. Noticing where your mind is at. We're going to do one more round of standing. It's going to be a little different than the first couple rounds. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. So we're going to do something different. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. On your inhale, step your left foot back. We're going to anchor down your back heel. We're going to come up into warrior one. So arms are going to reach up. You're going to take your right hip, slide it back, left hip slides forward. Find your feet here. If you're having a hard time squaring off your hips, take your feet wider. So they're like railroad track wide. So right foot to the right a little bit further, left foot to the left. You really square out your hips and feel stable. Take a breath. And then inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Straighten your front leg. You might want to hop your back foot in just a little bit here. Again, square your hips. Right hip slides back, left hip slides forward. We're going to come forward into a fold. And again, if you like blocks, I should have said that at the beginning, you can use blocks here underneath your hands. Or you don't have to have blocks. You can bring your hands to your shin, or to the floor, like your feet. Breathe, long deep breaths. Notice how it feels to pause here. And then on your exhale, you're going to bend your right knee. Hop your left foot back a little bit. So you're back in your long lunge. And then bring your left knee down to the floor. Inhale, arms reach up, or you can keep them low. Remember your options. And then exhale, hands come to heart. Let's twist one more time. Left elbow to the inside or all the way to the outside of that right thigh. Take your right shoulder, roll it back. Open up your heart. Breathe. Again, you can tuck your back toes and extend your back knee if you want to. Take another breath. We're in no rush. And then exhale, bring your left hand down to the floor. So left hand's going to come to the floor. Right arm's going to peel up towards the ceiling. If your back knee is down, it can stay down. Or again, you can pick it up. You can stay here. You can step your right foot about halfway back, coming onto the pinky edge of your left foot, coming into a modest side plank, or you can step it all the way back, coming into your full side plank. If you have other modifications, go for it. If you want to stay in the twist for another 2 or 3 breaths, go for it. Remember, just because I give an option doesn't mean you have to do it today. If you want to take your right arm up and over your ear, you can. Another option. Take another breath. And then exhale, everybody. Let's make our way back into a plank or a kneeling plank. Take your time, exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll through into your cobra or your up dog, shoulders away from your ears, feel the crown of your head leading you. Exhale, presses you back, downward facing dog or child pose. Let's take a breath. Notice how you're feeling, notice the flow of your breath. And then on your next inhale, step your right foot forward again. Same foot. So right foot still forward. This time you're going to stay on the ball of your back foot. Come all the way up. High lunge. Give yourself a breath here. Tailbone comes down. Low belly lifts. Feel your feet on the floor. And then exhale, hands come down to the floor. Step your left foot forward to meet your right foot. Come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands to heart. Letting those thoughts just flow by if they come. Acknowledge them. Maybe give them a little thank you, and then let them go. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. We do the left side now. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your right foot back. Anchor down your back heel. We're going to come all the way up, warrior one. So again, if your hips are having a hard time squaring off towards the front of the mat, take your left foot a little bit more to the left and right foot a little bit more to the right. So you have nice square hips. You don't feel compromised in that back knee. Take your shoulders down away from your ears. Breathe. Notice your toes. Notice the crown of your head. And then inhale, you're going to straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Maybe hop that back foot in just a little bit so you feel nice and grounded. Left hip slides back, right hip slides forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Pyramid pose. Hands can stay on your hips. You can bring them to your shins, the blocks, the floor, wherever they fall. Remember, we're not here to force ourselves into any sort of position. We're just moving towards the shape and see what happens. Your body will speak to you. Just listen. The other nice thing that happens when the mind slows down, the body tends to speak louder. Take one more long deep breath here. And then on your exhale, you're going to bend your front knee. Again, plant your hands. Take that right foot, hop it back a little bit so you're back in your nice long lunge. And then bring your right knee down to the floor. Remember your options here. Hands can stay low. They can come up onto your thigh. Or you can reach them all the way up. Might be wobbly. That's okay. Be nice to yourself. Tailbone comes down, low belly lift. Heart opens up towards the sky. And then bring your hands to your heart. One more time. We're going to twist to the left. So right elbow to the inside or all the way to the outside of that left thigh. Left shoulder rolls back. So you're trying to make your collarbone as wide as possible. If you want to tuck your back toes under and extend your back knee off the floor, go for it. Breathe. Notice your breath. Notice how this feels. And then exhale, you're going to release your right hand down to the floor. Right leg can straighten if it's still bent. You can reach your left arm up. Again, you can stay here in the twist. This might be perfect today. Or if you want to step your left foot halfway back, coming onto the pinky edge of that right foot, you can. If you want to step it all the way back, you can. If you have another modification that you love, do that one. If you want to take your left arm up and over your ear, go for it. A couple of breaths here, you guys. Just noticing how it feels to hang out in this shape. Take another breath, inhale. And then exhale, top hand comes down and lower down. Take your time here. So you move into your plank and then lower down. Inhaling into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhaling back into your downward facing dog or your child's pose. Again, just pause here, take a breath or two. Notice how you're feeling. You know, we're moving tonight, so notice how you're feeling. And then on your next inhale, step your left foot forward. One more time. You're going to stay on the ball of your back foot, come all the way up. High lunge. Take a breath. Again, if you feel wobbly here, that's okay. Just here to say hello to your hip flexor. Notice how it feels. And your front hip. And then on your exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. Step your right foot forward to meet your left foot. Come back into the fold. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale to fold. From here, you're going to wiggle your feet. Stay where you are. I'm just going to turn toward you. Wiggle your feet a little bit further apart. Turn your toes out and your heels in. And one more time, we're going to pop down into that squat. Here we are again. Squat. And just like last week, I know we did this one last week, but it's a good one to do. You're going to take your right hand, shoot it out to the right if you want to, and then left arm is going to peel up towards the ceiling. Remember, these are all options. Be nice to yourself. Lots of options. Make it work for you. Open up your heart. And then exhale, come back to center. Okay. Same other side. You're going to take your left arm, shoot it out to the left. Peel your right arm up towards the sky. Open it up. Make some space. And exhale, hands come back to heart. Give yourself another breath here. Notice how you're feeling. And then when you're ready, you're going to release your hands and then slowly just come all the way down to seated. Fun transition. Okay, we are going to do, let's come all the way back onto our back. We've got time. Good. Let's come all the way back onto our back. We're going to do some restorative poses at the end, but I've got a little bit of time, so we're going to do 3 back bends and a hip opener, and then we will go from there into our restorative poses. So we're going to do bridge pose. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Get long in your spine. Arms come down by your side. And then press into your feet, lift your hips, come up into your bridge. Feel your feet. If you want to walk your shoulder blades underneath you, go for it. Lengthen your spine. Feel the crown of your head. Feel the flow of your breath. Notice how you feel here. And then exhale, release and lower down. Give yourself just a breath or two. Feeling the back of the head on the floor. And then when you feel ready again, we're going to press into the feet. Lift the hips, come back up into your bridge. No rush. Lengthening the spine, lengthening the tailbone towards the knees, and lifting from your inner thighs. Take another breath. And then exhale, release and lower down. Let your hips settle. The back of the head settle. See if you can relax your jaw. And then one more, last one. When you feel ready, inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips, come up into bridge. If you're a person that likes wheel, go for it. You can do it today if you want to. I give you permission. Just do what feels good. And then exhale, release and lower down. Take your feet mat width apart. Let your knees knock in towards each other. And give yourself a moment here. Just let your low back expand. Let your face be soft. Feel your whole body. See if you can sense, even imagine, any sort of energy running through your body. Maybe your hands feel tingly. Maybe your legs. Maybe you just feel the pulse of your heart. Just notice. And then when you feel ready, bring your feet so they're about hip width apart again. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Flex your right foot. And then you can stay here. This might be plenty if we feel nice. Or you can hug your left knee in towards you. Again, you can stay. I know everybody has different variations of this pose that they like to do. So if you like to straighten your front leg or your top leg, or if you like to hug your leg in and extend your other leg, do what feels good for you today. Giving lots of options today, but do the one that feels best on your hips. Keep that right foot flexed. And think about, instead of letting that right side shorten, which is kind of a tendency here, so let that right hip kind of make its way up towards the right side of your rib cage. See if you can lengthen your right side, the right side of your torso. So it's like you're pressing your hip away from you as you breathe here. Pressing your knee away from you, just a little bit as you breathe here. If that makes sense. Long deep breaths. Again, see if you can slow down your breath. See if you can relax your jaw. Take another long deep breath here. And then on your exhale, slowly bring your left foot back down to the floor. And let's do one more while we're here. So you're going to take your left knee, drop it over to the left. Right foot's going to come to or towards the floor. Keep your right knee pointing it kind of up towards the ceiling. It's going to want to fall in here. See if you can keep it up-ish and let that right hip get heavy. You don't want to feel any pain in your knee. If you do, come out of it. Do what you need to do. But if you're okay here, just let that right hip get really heavy. Like it's making its way down towards the floor, and take a couple of breaths. Anything you want to do with your hands, you can take them out wide, you can reach them up overhead, and bring them onto your stomach. Do what feels good. Notice the flow of your breath. And again, as our bodies start to slow down, if the thoughts start to speed up, like they do, see if you can acknowledge them and let them go. Take one more long deep breath here. And then inhale, bring your knees back to center, little figure 4 shape here. And then uncross your right knee, square out your hips. And we're gonna do the same thing on the left side. So cross your left ankle over your right thigh, flex your left foot, and then either stay, remember you can stay, or you can hug that knee in. Any variations, if you took a variation on the first side, go for it. If it doesn't feel good on this side, modify for this side as you need to. Every side's gonna feel different. And again, notice once you're here, if that left hip starts to creep up towards your left side of your ribcage, if you feel your left side get shorter, see if you can lengthen that side out by pressing that hip away from you a little bit, squaring off your hips and breathing here. Keep that left foot flexed. See if you can relax your shoulders, maybe even just a little tiny bit. Just take a couple breaths. Notice how this shape feels. Maybe bringing your awareness back to that space right in between your eyebrows, your third eye. And just imagining what it would feel like to be completely in tune with your intuition. What would that feel like? What would that be like? What would your life look like? And then when you feel ready, you're going to exhale, slowly bring your right foot back down to the floor. Again, you're going to keep this figure 4 shape in your legs if that feels okay. And you're going to let your right knee fall over to the right. Left foot's going to come towards the floor. So you're keeping that figure 4 shape in your legs. And again, that left knee might want to fall in towards you. That's okay. Or if it feels okay, you're going to take it back up kind of so it's pointing towards the ceiling and let your left hip get heavy here. Allow yourself some space. So the best way to let that left hip get heavy is to kind of let go of it. There's a tendency to grip, at least I do, there's a tendency to grip in that hip. And so if you can allow that hip to soften a little bit, that will allow the hip to sink down towards the floor. And breathe, long deep breaths. See if you can relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Giving yourself just a few more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, take your time to slowly bring your figure 4 shape back towards center. Unwind, take both feet straight up towards the ceiling. Knees don't have to be totally straight. Little bend, big bend might feel better. Give yourself just a moment here. Let your legs straighten out. And then when you feel ready, you're going to slowly hug your knees in toward your chest. Go all the way over onto your right or left side and use your hands to come up. So we're going to end here with a couple of restorative postures. Again, if you have, I'm going to show it again because you might have missed it at the beginning. Either like 2 bed pillows is what works for me. If you have 3, go for it. Do as many pillows as you want, but you want just a little stack, and or like a couple of blankets, just something that you can stack up to get a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but just a little ways off the floor. Or if you have a bolster, a bolster would be perfect. But any of those, if you don't have that, I'm going to show you a variation that you can do. You can do it without the props if you don't have either of those. But option A is to take your pillows kind of the long way on your mat, just like that. And then you're going to scoot right up to them. Scoot up to your pillows, knees bent, like you're sitting kind of like side down. I don't know. You're sitting like this, knees bent, feet out to the side. Your hips are going to come right up to your pillow or your blanket or your bolster, or whatever you've got. And you're going to lengthen your upper body. Get really, really long and start to walk yourself over your pillows, or I guess my pillows, your bolster, whatever you've got. And you're going to turn your head, if it feels okay, away from your knees. Coming into a reclined twist. If that doesn't feel good on your neck, you can turn your head the same direction as your knees. You get the same benefits of the twist. But it's a happy twist here. And if you get here and you're like, I feel like I'm doing nothing, you're doing it correctly. So, okay, but if you don't have the bolsters, if you are on your bolster, just stay where you are. But if you don't have the bolsters or the blankets or whatever, you can do a reclined twist, just coming onto your back, arms come out into a T, and drop your knees over to the left. Same. And breathe. So we're going to take just a few breaths here. Lengthening out. And if you get here and you don't feel comfortable, play around with it until you do. You want to feel supported. And you want to feel like you can just sink in for a couple of breaths. Sure, this way. See if you can soften your eyes, soften your jaw. See if you can slow down your breath. All the movement in the beginning of class was there for us to kind of clean out the cobwebs, get our minds in a okay state. You may not be there, and that's okay. You don't have to feel perfect, but the goal is to be able to settle into these postures and just notice what comes up. It feels good to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Go for it. Just allow yourself to maybe let go. See how little you can do here. Give yourself one more long deep breath. Now remember, this is a posture you can come back to at any point. So this is one, keep it in your wheelhouse because it's a good one. Calming nervous system. So you've had a long day. a really good one. It's like a nap posture, yoga nap. So when you feel ready, you're just gonna use your hands to push yourself back up because we're gonna do the other side. Want to be nice and even here. So you can either flip your stuff around or you can just flip yourself around here. Take your time, no rush. But same thing, you're gonna scoot your hips up towards your pile of props or whatever you've got here. Or if you're on your back, remember just switch your knees over to the other side. You're gonna scoot your hips up to your pile of props. You're gonna get really, really long in your torso. So you're lengthening yourself out and laying yourself forward and then turning your head. If it feels okay, turn your head away from your knees. If that feels bad on your neck, turn your head the same direction as your knees. And then again, just get into a position. Second side might feel a little different, so any little wiggles, anything you gotta do. Get yourself into a position where you feel like you can just hang out here for a few breaths. If it feels like you're doing nothing, that's pretty much the goal. So breathe here. Long deep breaths. It's a good one though. It's a good twist. It's good for your hips. Go back. For back. Fine. All the things. Give yourself a couple breaths. And again, if the thoughts start to travel past, as they do, if they start to pop up, acknowledge them, and then see if you can pin them for later, or just let them go. Notice the flow of your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Notice if there's any way you could do less in this moment. Is there any place that you feel like you might be gripping or holding? Is there any way you could do less? Taking your time, give yourself 2 more long deep breaths here. And when you feel ready, you're going to slowly start to move yourself back up. And we're going to work our way back down to our backs for Shavasana. So if you've got your props, if you want to, just because we've got them, if you want to put them underneath your knees, bend your knees, props underneath your legs, because why not, right? And then just lay back. Take your time here. And allow yourself, after all that twist, it's kind of compressing. So see if when you lay back, see if you can feel any effects from the twist. You may not, it's okay, but you might. Just notice. Just notice. And then one more time, slowly exhale all of the air out. Inhale, fill all the way up. Once you reach the top, hold it in just for a moment. And then open your mouth and sigh it out, let it go. Do that again, inhale, fill all the way up. Hold it in and sigh it out. One more time. Inhale, fill all the way up. Hold it in at the top and then let it go. Allow yourself just to melt down here, soaking in all the effects of your practice. And for the next few minutes, just allow yourself the space just to be. Noticing, again, if there's any area in your body or any way you can do less here. Any place you can let go. And allow yourself to quietly melt down. And I'm going to encourage you to stay here for as long as you have time. Just allowing yourself some time just to be here. Noticing that when we clear all the cobwebs, when we slow down the mind, that's when we can really dive deep into that place of our inner truth, of our intuition. So give yourself some time. If you want to shut off the video or whatever, go for it. But if you feel ready, you're going to start by wiggling your fingers and your toes, lengthen out. And then again, take your time, bring your knees up into your chest. Slowly roll all the way over onto your right or left side. And use your hands to come up. See it. Finding your comfortable seat. Again, if it feels okay, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Slowly bring your hands into your heart. And for one more moment, bring your awareness to that place in the center of your brow, in the center of your forehead, your third eye. Place of intuition. That place that when we uncloud everything, it's always there for us. We always know our deep, deep truth. The light in me honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will be back on Wednesday. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know, and I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you.